It's Mona. So I wanted to um, really talk about my journey. I have a vlog coming up here, and I am so excited. I am so excited. Okay, so number one, what I'm gonna say here is I will start at, let's just say, the journey of being productive. Let's just start with that. Okay. So, number one, I knew I loved animals, and I knew I wanted to help them from beginning when I saw the first dog I've ever seen hit before in my face, and I saw there was no ambulance. There's no ambulance for animals, right? And not only that, you guys, during that time, I didn't realize how much I despised people. So it kind of like went together, right? So, number one, on one hand, yes, there are ambulances for people. We love people. On the other hand, not for the animals. And so during this time, I was probably like 16 years old when I was like, I feel like that's not right. I feel like that's not right. Mostly because I feel like the people, I felt like at the time, the people um, were more of a less pure energy. I'll just say it that way. Less pure energy. And I remember being so connected to that. And that was my first dream was to work with animals, be like, something like in a vet field or something like that. What ended up happening, however, is I was kicked out at 17, and I had a child at 18, and it was a very abusive, very physically, mental, very abusive relationship that I left at 19. And as a single mom with a little one, you go to the state, right? And the state was like, we're not paying for you to help animals. That's just not something that we feel like is going to be beneficial for you. We will pay for your school though. It's just got to be something that we feel is going to keep you from being on support, right? So, the next thing was for people. Let's help the people. So, I went to school and became a medical assistant. I was a medical assistant for 7 years. And oh my gosh, you guys, I loved helping people. Loved it. The first ever practice that I came into was actually during my externship, which is what they do for the people that are below, doctors and stuff. Your externship does not pay you, right? You just get the hours. So my externship was spent in a cancer clinic, and that's where I actually met a couple of famous people. And in the, with HIPAA and everything, knowing that I knew these people and taking care of them and knowing that they were literally dying was just another another step in my journey. It brought me to a place where I saw people as human. I know that sounds really weird. It sounds really weird. That's when I saw people as human. There were people that were all over TV and everything, and then when they came into the office, they were just people. And there were people that were scared. There were people that were dying. There were people that had all the money in the world, and they had that same feel to me, that same innocence, that same rawness, that same honesty that said, what are we here for? What am I doing? You know? And that's when I went and continued to say, okay, all right, that was my externship. And then right after that, I got into heart failure and heart transplant. Oh my goodness, you guys. When I tell you, you will be amazed by the stuff that happens when people get other people's hearts. Number one, motorcycle guy. Big, strong, no nonsense, right? He got a heart. He got the heart of a baker. After he got his heart, every time he came into the office, he brought home-baked cookies. He brought home-baked cakes and motorcycle guy. He got a heart from somebody that baked. Like, all right, another one. A woman who, there was something, oh gosh, I wish I could remember the names of this stuff. However, this is related to pregnancy, well, heart failure due to pregnancy. I wish I could remember. I know that people out there are going to know the name of this. I just can't right now. However, there was this one woman that the doctors told her after her first pregnancy, it almost killed her. It almost killed her. Her heart was just too weak. And when she got pregnant again, they told her to terminate. And they said, terminate this pregnancy so you will live. This woman, refused. She did go. Her baby stayed. And I just really cannot ever forget how much I looked at her and saw such bravery. All these professionals, all these people that knew what they were talking about said, do this. And you said, no. If it's a choice between me or my baby, I choose my baby. And I will forever love her for that. Because that is what opened up my heart to people. That's what opened up my heart to people. And so the next practice was kind of my most exciting one. And you know what? It's kind of a guilty pleasure. All right, so I'll just say this. If you like popping the pimples and stuff like that, dermatology. All right, so I went into this practice. It's called a Mohs clinic, and a Mohs clinic, what they do, is MOHS, and it's based off of Dr. Mo, from whatever. Do your research. Just I'm not gonna tell you all that stuff because I don't really halfway remember it because I was like at the very beginning of my life. Anyway. The Mohs surgery, what it does is with skin cancers, usually what they will do is they, if you have, like, say you have like a spot like this, right? And so, like, this is your cancer, right? Most of the time, what doctors will do is they will come out and take the entire spot, right? What most surgeries does is it'll come out and it'll take like this piece, right? And then it will splice it down, put it under a microscope, and make sure whatever they take outside of that is only cancer, right? So instead of just taking out the whole thing, you might just get maybe just like that part out, right? And then the rest of it is healthy skin. But it is very much so requiring patience. I'm not thinking of any of the right words right now. In any event, I know you know what I'm thinking. So it's it takes time. So you go through, you take out a slice, and then they slice it up, put it under a microscope, and then we had a beautiful, wonderful, amazing technician that actually invented this technique underneath the splicing. It is her patent. Anyway, she created this technique so that the doctor could go and look under the microscope and see out of the slice he just took out where the cancer still is. And if it's just a little bit over here, then he's going to go back in here and he's just going to only take out a little bit over here. Instead of just being like, boom, your skin, all is gone. You know? I love Mohs. So I worked for that I worked with him until I got sick with my pregnancy and I started having a lot of difficulties. And that's the only reason I left. After I had my child, then I went back into the workplace because I've always been single. I was married once, I'm trying to work on my language, but it limits everything you said before that. I have been married before. At that time, my husband was a stay-at-home husband. And so, here's what it is. And so I had a duty and things like that. So I went, kept going back into it. Anyway, after that last time with my last child and, having to leave everything. I was on bed rest and everything. And this particular company, I lived in Utah, you guys, and it's LDS. And everybody else that had babies in this office were married. So yeah, they could take maternity leave. The thing is this doctor kept his office so small he didn't have to provide any of those things. He didn't have to provide maternity leave. He didn't have to provide insurance. And so when I needed bed rest as a single pregnant mother, I had two choices. One, not do bed rest, keep going to work. And two, quit the job and get benefits from the state. So, since I was alone, I chose the latter. Anyway, after that, of course, I went back to work, and I did not go back to that same place. Of course, I did go back into dermatology because, you guys, Mohs is not the most exciting thing. When I tell you, if you guys like popping pimples, wait till you see a lipoma. Like, somebody will come in and they'll have a lump, and they'll be like, oh, this lump. And then, like, the doctor will go in and he'll cut it open, and, like, this big piece of fat will pop out. Or a sarcoma. I don't miss sarcomas or anything. But they're just like these big black pieces of meat. Or if you have, like, one of those, if you have, like, oh my gosh, what else? Oh, yeah. Like those, black marks on, not black marks, but it's like, it looks like maybe, like they have a piece of, the best way I can describe it is maybe somebody stuck a piece of, like, black tape on their face, right? So some people will have that, and when I tell you, we could use, like, a needle and pop it out, and it's still sitting on there. You guys, if you like messing with skin like that, get into dermatology. You will not be disappointed. Not only that, that's where I learned to do stitches. I can stitch you up, baby. I can stitch you up. Anyway, okay, so that was the next thing. After dermatology, I went to a couple of other practices and decided, no, it wasn't decided. I went to a couple other practices. That's when I really got kind of on a downward spiral with my own health, right? That's what happened. And then whenever I went back to the doctors, the same doctors that I'd worked side by side with, however, right now I didn't have insurance. So even though, we'd work together, we laughed together, we partied together, when I didn't have insurance, I was not a person. They would not do not one test until I got insurance. You know what they did do? They prescribed a bunch of pills. I was on 17 different medications and still could barely get out of bed for over 4 years. About 4 years that was going on. And then I decided to get back into the workplace because being in the medical field, I saw that it's really just sales, you guys. It sells. And it sells that nobody questions. Who questions their doctor? The doctor says, take this medicine, you can take it. Doctor says you need this surgery, you get that surgery. Doctor says you need this treatment, you're gonna go get this treatment. Right? What if I told you? What if I told you someone else told them? say that. They're just doing their job. Right? So, in any event, once I realized that the medical field was just sales, I decided I wanted to do something that just, didn't kill people. So I went into sales. I began first with door to door. You guys, I sold windows, siding, and fascia. So I know a good window when I see it. And to this day, that was literally, I had to do at least 80 houses a day, door to door. And I actually broke my toe during this time too, and still boot. And I was in Utah at the time, and so there was a time where it was snow, so I had to cover my boot with like a plastic sack. But I still did it, and I still know what good windows look like. Okay, the only reason I stopped that one is because I was the door-to-door person. I saw the hierarchy, right? Door-to-door people get paid the least, even though they are the only reason that you get business. And the other ones, then you give that information to, the upper sales teams. They're the ones that call. They're the ones that go out there, and then they're the ones that get paid a little bit. That they get paid more. So when I saw that hierarchy, and not only that, they kept skipping me on things. Like, they would be like, oh, if you get 15 leads that actually sign up, you'll get this bonus, right? And then I'll get 15 leads that week, and for whatever reason, one of them wouldn't actually go onto my account until the next week, so I wouldn't get the bonus, right? So that's the only reason I left that job. Okay, after that, I said, okay, sales is where it's at. Obviously, I just don't want to feel like I'm selling my soul. Okay? And so that's when I decided to go on the sales hunt. So I have sold windows and siding. I have sold internet and cable. I have sold security systems. And the one that I really felt confident about was the solar. You guys, I love doing solar. It made so much sense to me because it really was just facts. This is what you pay now. This is what it would be with the solar. And this is what your end result would be. Is it better for you or is it not? And if it was better for them, then yes. If it wasn't, then yes. Until it came down to another company buying us. And then they wanted to do the same thing. However, they just had a different mindset. It was all about money, not for what was for the best interest of the people. Right? They just wanted to get people solar, whether they needed it or not, whether it benefit them or not. You guys, to go through this and just and people are just like, get a job. What are you doing when they're like, but when you go to work every day questioning, what the fuck? What the fuck? Not okay. So I still did that. And I really honestly feel that is what ended me sick. I began getting so sick, you guys. My stomach would cramp every day. Every morning I woke up to stomach cramping. And then I get on the phones, it cramps some more. And then I talk, it cramps some more. And then I just try to keep going. I worked for this company for 4 years, okay? And so, this entity for 4 years, The first 2 was with one company and the second 2 after the other company had bought it. Okay? In any event, once it started like feeling not good, I promise you guys, I felt so sick. I would wake up throwing up. My stomach hurt so bad. I could not get out of bed. My pancreas failed. You guys, I had liver failure. Like, it just did not feel good or right to me to keep doing this to people just because they were coming to me for advice. And my higher ups were saying, just tell them. Tell them what we told you to tell them. Right? Oh, I got so sick. I got so sick, you guys. Oh my gosh, I got so sick. I literally, like, it went from full-time being like one of the top performers. Matter of fact, started a whole entity within this company. They like it started with 4 people, and when I left, it was 4 teams. Okay, put that in perspective. Okay, so when I tell you, yeah, it looked good on the outside, it just did not feel good. Okay, and then after that is when I encountered once again what we're doing in the medical field, especially as a person of color. Okay? You go in there and they take all these tests and everything, not thinking that you're going to look at the results. Look at your results. Do you know how many times they told me my labs were fine and they were not? Multiple. Literally just happened last week. I said your labs are fine. Since I do have medical in my background, I go back and look at my labs. Not fine. It's just since I didn't have insurance, it wasn't great enough. You know? So, during this time of me trying to balance if I actually was ill or if I was just sick of this shit, is when I came into another different thing. You guys, this is spiritual warfare. It has been going on forever. Okay? They taught us to be worker bees in school, to sit still for 8 hours a day. They taught us that no matter how far up you go, you will always end up back at the bottom. 5th grade, you graduate to 6th grade, back at the bottom. You graduate to high school, you're back at the bottom. You go to college, you're back at the bottom. You go to med school, you're back at the bottom. You will always be in a rat race. And they still expect you to sit still. Be good. Be compliant. Do what they say. That's what they want. And that is the only way that what they have been doing for lifetimes is going to continue. Right? And I have done this entire video only to say, no, you are not meant to be in the rat race. You're not meant to work 65 years of your life for pennies, only to get pennies, only to die with nothing. No, that is not what God wanted. That is not what you wanted, right? I have been really, really, really wanting. I really want you to listen to me when I say this. If it doesn't feel good, literally, yes, you got responsibilities. Yes, you got this. Yes, you got that. However, they've trained you. They've trained you. They've trained all of us. There are frequencies literally in the radio, in the TV, to keep you stuck. You guys? To keep you stuck. They know what they're doing. They've always known. That's why there's always been an elite. There's always been the rest of us. Now, the real question is, are you ready? Are you ready to sing? No, man. I deserve to wake up and feel good, not only about myself, but about what I bring to this world. Just even thinking about, all the debt collectors. They're going into work, they're clocking in, and they're calling people, and they learn the sales, and they do this, and, people are crying, oh, my baby died, and they are literally trained to ignore that. They are literally trained to say, I don't care what the fuck you got going on. We need your money. When did that become okay? When? When do you look at yourself in the mirror and say, that could be me? When? Anyway. Rant over. I just did all of this to say, you'll wake up in the morning. This is okay. I'll just say this, and I'll close it out after this. I promise. All right. Sunday nights, no matter where I worked at, Sunday nights, I would not sleep. There was nothing in particular I was concerned about other than the weekend. I just could not sleep. And it wasn't anything in me that said there was something to be concerned about in the next week. There was nothing logically speaking that said there was something for me to be worried about in the next week, right? However, every time, no matter where I worked, Sunday, and just think about this in your lives. If you've had, and another thing I will say is, do not feel guilty for ever choosing yourself over your job, because your job is going to be posted before your obituary. Trust. Do not ever feel bad about that. So that's number one. Okay? Number two, you need, and it is absolutely vital for you to have at least 2 days in a row. Don't split them up. Do not split them up. I don't care if it's Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't care if it's Thursday and Friday. I don't care what days they are. You need at least 2 days in a week to recoup. You have to have this. Okay? In a row. Not Tuesday and Thursday. No. Not Sunday and Wednesday. No. You need 2 days in a row to recoup. To recoup. Okay? No matter what. This is your right. This is for your well-being. Okay? That's number 2. That's number 2. And number 3. If after you do those 2 days, you cannot sleep, and it's not even that you're even making lists, it's just, I got another week coming up. That is a sign to you. Oh my gosh, you guys. 2025 has been shown as what the fuck? Okay? The year of 9 is the year of completion, because next year, none of this bullshit can go with us. Like Nico says, are you ready? Or are you scared? Come on, you guys. Feel good every day. It is your right. I promise you, it's your right. All right, listen. I love you. Oh yeah, I got a vlog. Well, I don't have it yet. I do have it. So when it pops up on your screen, make sure that you tune in. And also just tune into the vibes, man. You know it feels good. And yeah, so what if you're hungover? You know? So what if you're hungover? Whatever it is, I'm telling you, trust yourself. There are so many outside influences telling you not to trust what your God, your angels, your ancestors are telling you. Things don't feel good for a reason. Things feel for a reason. You don't want to do shit for a reason. And I'll just leave it there. I love you guys so much. Love is the frequency that's going to heal this world, y'all. 528. 528. Yes, 528. Yeah. Love is the frequency that is going to heal this world. It is not an illusion. It is a frequency. Okay? Like Wi-Fi. Now, can you believe in Wi-Fi and not believe in energy? Can you believe in angels and not believe there are any on earth? Can you believe in miracles and not believe you are one? Come on, y'all. We got this. Are you ready? Or are you scared? Come on, lights, tell them. Alright. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. And I can't wait to see what we're going to do, y'all. I'm so excited. 2025. Oh, yeah, look at these muscles, y'all. Don't look at this, though. Look. Bet you didn't know I had that, huh? All right. I love when they do that. See, like, they don't do it all the time. You guys gonna show them yes? Oh, let's do this really quick.
Really.